Everybody goes in the real estate business is told the first rule, the second rule, the third rule is never sign your name to anything. And so you have non-recourse mortgages, and they're going to walk away, and the bank's going to get stuck with losses, and maybe they'll hold the property a long time and it'll come back. And there's all kinds of ways that if you got capital strength, you may decide, well, I'll just hold it. But that money is sterile for quite a while, and that's part of banking.
Warren Buffett, known for his strategic investment choices, recently sold all shares in General Motors, Activision, United Parcel Service, Mondelez International, Celanese Corporation, and the Procter & Gamble Company.
She won't be selling any Berkshire to buy the index funds. All of my Berkshire, every single share, will go to philanthropy. So I don't even regard myself as owning Berkshire. Basically, it's committed. And so far, about 40% has already been distributed.
This move suggests he's preparing for potential market turbulence. With his history of successful investments and Berkshire Hathaway's impressive growth, Buffett's actions often indicate broader market trends. So, what does this mean for the housing market? Well, it's a bit like reading tea leaves, but here's the deal. When a heavyweight like Buffett starts cashing out, it's often a sign of a shift. He's known for his long-term strategy and for making decisions based on solid financial analysis. If he's moving to a more conservative stance, it could signal he anticipates a downturn or at least a period of uncertainty. We've seen interest rates rise throughout 2023, hitting peaks not seen since 2000. This rate hike has significantly impacted the housing market, pushing up the costs of mortgages and, in turn, affecting home buying activities. Despite these rising rates, home prices haven't dipped much, mainly because there are not enough houses for sale. This limited supply has kept prices stubbornly high. However, while the cost of buying a home has shot up, making renting a more attractive option for many, the rental market hasn't been a walk in the park either. Rents have been increasing too, although the rate of increase has started to slow down a bit compared to the early pandemic days. Yet, with housing prices remaining lofty, the demand for rental properties is expected to stay strong going into 2024. Around the globe, different regions are experiencing varied trends. Thanks to strong demographic trends and limited housing availability, we've seen some price growth in markets like Australia, the US, and Canada. On the flip side, countries like South Korea, Sweden, Finland, New Zealand, and Hong Kong are witnessing some of the most significant drops in housing prices between 12.8% and 8.7% over the past 12 months. As we look ahead, the housing market's future seems a bit uncertain. Higher mortgage rates will likely stay put for a while, impacting housing affordability. Some experts predict that the full impact of these higher borrowing costs hasn't completely unfolded yet.
This is going to be a crisis point that the government is going to have to step in, that something should be done because there are so many commercial real estate loans that are coming due between now and 2025, and that they won't be able to get credit from the banks in the same way to renew or to, once those maturities come due, to refinance.
Well, let's say they lose $100 billion in the banking system. Most of the banks can take that loss, their share of that loss, and a few of them, because they did other things, their shareholders will end up losing the money, but the depositors won't lose money.
Interestingly, despite all this, global housing markets are stabilizing somewhat as peak interest rates approach. But the journey to a full recovery seems like it's going to be a long one. The pressure on market liquidity and transactional activity is expected to linger well into 2024. So, what do you think about all this? It's a lot to take in, right? The housing market is like a giant puzzle, with every piece, from interest rates to supply and demand, playing a crucial role in shaping the big picture. If you've got any thoughts or experiences to share about the housing market, drop them in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights like this. We're always keeping an eye on what's happening in the world and love to bring you the latest. Stay tuned for more updates.